Out the copays, the office is open, my friends, as this video is brought to you by drroto.com.
Good morning. It is Saturday morning. It is college football morning, and we are here with the Dr. Roto College Football Last Minute DFS Kickoff Show. I don't know what else to call it. We'll call it that. How's that?
That's perfect, man.
I love it.
How are we doing today, Danger?
Well, you know what, man? We're gonna make a case for a Heisman today. Is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a case for a Heisman. I don't know.
Kenneth Walker.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
He's gonna run all over the Buckeyes, and he's gonna secure himself a Heisman. That's what's gonna happen.
He's gonna need to. Yeah, we'll get to that game. I'm very high on that game today. I love it overall. I mean, fantasy goodness, one of the highest totals. Top 20 teams battling it out. Neither are great on defense. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. Kenneth Walker might make it into the player pool. We'll talk about it.
All right. Well, we're going to get right at it. We're running a little behind today. I'm filling in for Mr. Emmerich, of course. So we're just going to jump right in. Here it is, buddy. I've got the $5,000 to first place $20 ticket.
Okay.
Let's get it done.
Perfect.
Right, so this is the biggest of the biggest GPP. So we gotta find the gems.
Absolutely. Well, let's start. So, I mean, if we go to that Michigan State, Ohio State, let's just start there. Why not?
Okay. All right. I like it.
Yeah, we're going to take some pieces off this game no matter what. Really, it might come down. We might start here and then come back later at the end to kind of see if we have any salary left for one or two more pieces.
Is it going to be chalky going Kenneth Walker?
No, actually, I don't think it is. And he's not very high on my player pool because 9,200 is a massive price tag for Kenneth
big.
Walker.
Oof. I don't know if I can stomach that, but
yeah, it's too high. And I would play him more on like FanDuel or something where pricing's a little bit easier to get around and it's more touchdown dependent. So honestly, if I'm playing anybody, it's these Ohio State wide receivers.
You're gonna break my heart, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I know you're Michigan State. You're repping the shirt, but we got to go to that flip side. This Michigan State secondary has been absolutely gashed on the past 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, they have no answer for the passing attacks. I mean, they're still winning games. The only game that they ended up losing, what was that? Michigan? Was it the Michigan game?
No, Michigan State. No, they lost to Purdue.
That's what it was. Yeah. Yes, Purdue and O'Connell and David Bell had a day. O'Connell threw for over 400 yards.
Yep.
The week before that, Michigan threw for over 400 yards. Ohio State last week threw for over 460 yards. All three wide receivers, Smith and Jigba had 11 receptions. Garrett Wilson had 9 and 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
Chris Olave had a touchdown and 7 receptions. So, I mean, we can just pick and choose out of these wide receivers.
Okay. Well, you know what? At least it'll make me feel better if my team gets trashed. Maybe it'll put some money in my pocket.
Yeah. I mean, last week I played Jaden Reed for Michigan State, and he absolutely went off for me. He was one of my main reasons for cashing, low owns. I'm really not probably going to touch him this week. And I'm still waiting on that Jalen Naylor news because really was their number one wide receiver in that Michigan State offense before he went down with that injury. And he's been battling a hand injury for 2 weeks. He sat out. So hopefully this week he gets back out on the field. And if he does bring some value into it. But I'm going to go right above him. Let's lock in Chris Olave at 6,400. That price is just too cheap for Chris.
Boom. I dig it. All right. Do we need his quarterback or is it going to be a one-off piece?
We'll start with just a one-off piece. We'll build, and then we'll see where we end up. And then we might end up going to Chris Stroud. If we're playing, or CJ Stroud, we're definitely going to be looking at him. He is my favorite quarterback on the slate if we can afford it. But we don't need to force it. There are some other good, cheap options at quarterback today. So let's go to running back next. And I love you were the one that tweeted it out. And, I mean, obviously I was going to find out. But Bijan Robinson is out for the year. So now Texas has a backup running back. And that's going to be Rashaan Johnson at 3,800.
Oh, baby.
Way too cheap for a starting Texas running back.
Oh, baby. So it's not going to be Robinson covering for Robinson.
Correct. It will not be. It will be, Rashaan Johnson at 3,800. And then we also have Keelan Robinson, but we don't need to go down there. Rashaan Johnson will get all the goal line work. And honestly, he's going to have first crack at this backfield. So let's just lock that in. It's way too cheap. DraftKings obviously didn't realize that Bijan got injured. He could be 100% owned, but we need him. He could go off for 40 points at 3,800 and just break the slate.
Love it. I'm in.
All right. Let's see. What do we want to go after that? I mean, I really let's go to that Michigan game. If we're let's stay in that Michigan area against Maryland.
All
My
right.
favorite play on the entire slate is Hassan Haskins at 7,600.
The whole slate.
Yes, the entire
Michigan
slate.
running back.
Yep, the entire slate.
Man, you're breaking my heart with this lineup. It better win some money. I don't know.
Blake Corum went down a couple weeks ago with an injury, and they were a 1-2 punch for the first 8 weeks of the season. With him out, Haskins last week saw 31 carries and 5 receptions. The week before that, he saw 27 carries. And even today, or actually this week, he was doing an interview, and they were like, "Are you getting enough carries?" Like, honestly, the more I get, the better feel for the game. So, with him saying that, I feel like they're going to feed him 30-plus times in this matchup. He could end up with 4 touchdowns and 200 yards. By far my favorite play on the slate.
I dig it.
All right. So what are we at salary-wise now?
We got 64 remaining for the last 5 spots.
Okay.
That's a good number.
Let's go to the Pittsburgh, Virginia game, 3:30 start time.
Yep.
Should be a shootout. Hopefully Brennan Armstrong comes back, the quarterback for Virginia, and helps them put some points on the board and keeps Pickett throwing the ball all game long. But even if he doesn't, Pickett throws late into the fourth quarter in most games anyways. He just broke the Pitt all-time passing yard record 2 weeks ago. So he's just going to continue to crush that record, and he's going to do that with Mr. Jared Wayne at 4,300.
All right.
Tazir Mack went down with an injury. So this is a lineup where we're playing a lot of people that there's the people in front of them got injured, and this lineup is kind of building itself with this nice little salary relief that DraftKings is just not accounting for with all these.
We're at 69.75 left still for all 4 players. That's nice.
That is very nice. All right. Let's see. What else? Well, my favorite wide receiver on the entire slate is going to be Jahan Dotson at 8,400. He is the highest priced wide receiver on the entire slate. But a couple weeks ago against Maryland, he put up 242 yards, 3 touchdowns, and almost 60 fantasy points. Against Rutgers, he can actually do that again. I don't think it'll be that big, but I really do think he has a 45-point ceiling in this matchup. So he will be able to pay off that high price tag. I just love Dotson. I don't see where he can go wrong. And even a bad game for him is about 7 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
So are we going with Clifford to throw him the ball at 6,000? That's a bargain quarterback.
Yep. So I love Clifford actually this week. I think it's a great play. 6K is too cheap for him. It's a super he won't be high owned either. That's the thing, because he doesn't really get those massive games, so people don't look at him for a ceiling. But this Rutgers team, they have nothing. I mean, they really will not be able to stop this Penn State attack. So I love Dotson and I love Clifford. Lock it in, and if we have room for another quarterback, we might be able to throw him in at that super flex position. So yeah, put it in, man. What else do we got?
All right, we got our flex. We got our super flex. We have 13.5 remaining total.
13.5. Okay.
So 67.50 a piece for a flex and a super flex.
Yeah. So let's go to the Purdue game. That passing attack has been hard to beat, and they have not priced up Aiden O'Connell yet. So at 6,200 in that super flex position, let's throw him in at quarterback. Aiden O'Connell, super flex position for Purdue against Northwestern.
I gotta find my Purdue game.
It's a noon game. It should be the first. Yes.
I find you. All right. Say that one more time. Who am I looking at?
Aiden O'Connell, 6,200 quarterback for Purdue. Back-to-back games of over 35.
I'm in the flex. I'm like, I can't find the guy. And there he is.
Oh, that's why. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at 5,400, he put up 36 DraftKings points. 5,600, he put up 36 DraftKings points. So, he went up 6,200, and if he gives us 36 again, he still is hitting 6x value at quarterback. I absolutely love that play.
Boom. All right. 7,300, one final flex.
Oh, that's perfect. Well, then let's just lock in David Bell, the Purdue wide receiver, number 1 for Aiden O'Connell. I mean, that couldn't have worked out any better. I love that lineup.
It's been entered. It's done. Let's talk about a few of the other games that you like, and we'll get everybody out of here in the next maybe 5 minutes and let them build some lineups.
Yeah.
What you got?
So if if you want to be a little bit different at wide receiver, I love Xavier Hutchinson at 7,500 for Iowa State against Oklahoma. Oklahoma, it's just a great tournament play. It's a guy that could literally go up 40 points. He could catch 2 slants and take him 60 yards. He's just a big body wide receiver, and Oklahoma has struggled with bigger wide receivers all season long, and he's got that breakaway speed. So if you're looking to be a little bit different at wide receiver, that's a place to target. To hedge on that Ohio State game, you can plug in Walker or TreVeyon Henderson, because I think that everybody is looking at the passing attack in that game. And it would be very different to plug in Henderson or Walker, just for people that are looking for something a little bit different to gain leverage in a tournament.
I mean, Walker at 92, I can't imagine he's going to be overly owned. You're right.
No, he won't be, because, you could pay for CJ Stroud, the quarterback for Ohio State, at 95. Like, people are going to do that. They're going to take that route just for the floor on it. But, Kenneth Walker, he's put up 40-point games multiple times this season. So, heck, I think he has a 56-point game.
Well, I mean, I personally predict he's hitting 250 yards and 5 touchdowns today.
Well, why don't we start making a lineup with him then, man? I mean, if that's
let's see what we could do, right? Let's see what we could do. All right, let's play. Let's see what it takes to put in Walker. Let's see what we can do. Okay,
well then let's just lock in that Texas running back at 38, because that's going to instantly clear up some value for us.
Yep. Johnson. Yep. There we go.
Yep. And then wide receiver. So we went cheap for that Pittsburgh game. Since we went with Jahan Dotson on our other lineup, let's go with Parker Washington, this number 2 in that Penn State passing attack. He's 4,000. He's way down the list.
As I say, I'm scrolling. And there he is. Washington. Done.
Excellent. Let's see. The SMU and Cincy game has a high total, but Cincy's defense has just been so strong. I don't know if it hits the over. But I do like their backup running back at 3,800 for SMU, Ulysses Bentley. Really, he's the starter, but he's been injured so much that Trey Siggers has been getting the higher price tag. So at 3,800, that clears up a lot of value for us. Ulysses Bentley, the 4th.
All right, so we're going to have to do that in a flex.
Yeah, flex it, because that should be our 3rd running back.
Yep.
All right, now we have quite a bit of value still. So let's see. Plug in Chris Stroud. Let's try that at quarterback.
Ooh, baby.
Ohio State.
Oh, you're talking sexy to me right now. See, now with this lineup, I can just root for a huge scoring game and then MSU to win 61-57.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Plug Stroud in at quarterback instead of Superflex.
Yeah. Good move. Boom.
Wonderful. What does that leave us with?
We got 65-66 for 3 remaining players each.
65-66. Okay. Let's see. Who else do I like in that range?
So we need 2 wide receivers. So let's lock those in.
All right. Honestly, man.
What about these Notre Dame wide receivers?
Let's not. Let's just not go there. Because they're so hard to pick and choose, and they're still rotating the quarterback in between Buckner and Cohn, so it's not interesting.
It just looks like a sexy matchup, that's all.
It does against Georgia Tech. They're really bad secondary, but it's just so hard to predict, and they're spreading the ball out so much that if they go up, like they take out their starters pretty soon. Notre Dame's kind of a weird team that they don't really let anybody get injured.
So do we got to pick an Ohio State guy to go with Stroud, or are you just playing him naked?
Yeah, I was definitely going to go to Chris Olave, or let's do Garrett Wilson in this one, or let's do both. So we have Olave at 64, Garrett at 68. Lock those both in.
That leaves us 65 for a Superflex.
65. Ooh. See, so we find out that Jalen Naylor is going to play. He's at 63, and then we have a full, beautiful game stack. I'm still waiting on that news, but let me see. Give me one moment. Hold, please. Hold, please. Any news? Any news? Checking my injury source. Michigan State. Jalen Naylor is not dressed. Okay.
That's
well,
right. Fair enough.
What makes that decision easy? Is Reed at 65, though?
Reed is at 65.
Well, I mean, like a glove again, right? How could we not
a glove? I dig it. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
That's a beautiful game stack, man. I like that lineup a lot.
All right. Well, it's going to make me put more money in here because I've got my stuff for Sunday already locked in, so I don't spend it.
Smart man.
Man.
Well, you can get up that. While you're doing that, I will talk about the parlays. So we have some listeners that have definitely been coattailing those. So the first one on the list, if we're going to do a 5-leg parlay like we normally do, we normally do 4 to 5 legs. We're doing the over 47 on Purdue at Northwestern. Like I said, O'Connell, like their passing attack is just really hard to beat right now. Northwestern is putting up points. So it's just, that one's easy for me. I truly think that game smashes the over. I like UCLA at -3.5 at USC. Right now, Jackson Dart, the freshman for USC, is going to be plugging in for Kenan Slovis, the starting quarterback for USC. So we'll just see how that goes. I don't trust in Dart yet. I think he's going to be a great player overall, but at this point in the season, he's just kind of being plugged in and doesn't really have his number 1 wide receiver with Drake London going out with a season-ending injury. UCLA wins that game. -3.5. Lock that one in. Florida, -10 at Missouri. I like Florida to beat Missouri. They just have a better running attack, and Missouri's been terrible against the run all season long. Florida should have no issue beating that team by 10. Baylor at +2.
Don't forget the alternative spread. You can take Michigan State at -28. You can do it.
And actually, I just read 69% of the money is on Michigan State winning that game. Just outright winning.
All right. Don't alternative spread it to like -20, though. Don't do that, people.
Yeah, let's not mess with this parlay yet. Then you can add in Danger's bet on a separate 6-leg parlay. I like Baylor right now. They're at +2. You can take that, or you can take the money line because I think Baylor actually wins that game, and that's the plus money line. I think +110 right now. So if you want better odds, plug that in. It's -110 on DK Sportsbook for +2 on Baylor. And then to finish that 5-leg parlay, we have Tennessee -27.5 in Neyland Stadium against South Alabama. Tennessee is just way too of a high-powered offense not to beat that team by 30-plus points. So we have the over 47 Purdue, UCLA -3.5, Florida -10, and Baylor money line or Baylor at +2, and then Tennessee -27.5. Good luck, everybody.
Absolutely love it. And of course, you have your article that is up at Dr. Roto right now, so you can go check out those before lock. And yeah, man, good luck out there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That was a quick one, but that's all we really needed today. Hopefully everybody can get everything done by lock. You got about 25 minutes left. Discord people, hop on in. If there's any late-breaking injury news, I'll be there to answer questions.
You know it. Love it. Good luck out there.
Thanks, Andrew. See you, everybody.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit, be well